You were around Mike Myers a lot. He must have told some great stories about the SNL days. That must have been a thrill to be around that guy.
It was a thrill. Yeah. Well, I by the time we did that first movie, I was such a fan of his, both of the
Yeah.
Wayne's World and So I Married an Axe Murderer had already come out.
Oh,
And my first impression of him, I came into the trailer and he was getting his head shaved to
mm,
play Dr. Evil. And I was like, oh shit. I thought it was going to be a bald cap or something. And I was like, oh, this level of commitment is really impressive. And
mm,
so we, like that first day, the first day that we worked together, we filmed that therapy scene with Carrie Fisher. And so he was in the makeup the whole day. And we had a lot of time in between setups that we were talking. But I wasn't pressing him for those kind of stories as much as we were talking about this character dynamic
oh
or
yeah.
what was fair game with improv or what we thought we were going to do. And then
Huh.
we talked a little bit about his father had passed away pretty recently. And so we talked a bit about that. But we had very little social interaction outside of the work. We just spent
No.
all this time in this work together. And he,
Yeah.
I just fucking love the guy because he was so gracious and generous to me. Like, gave me opportunities to shine endlessly
Hmm.
and was not precious about this is my moment or that whole crew. That's why it was so fun. It felt like everybody could do whatever.
Oh, that's
And
great.
as long as it was on the same topic, it got in the movie.
Did you have a sense that what you were doing was like potentially going to be something that really lasted?
No, no, no. Because, all of my fortune in making things has been lightning in a bottle itself. So
Mm.
most of the things that I've done have actually failed or been canceled or didn't make money,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
were
yeah.
released independently and went straight to DVD. So I have only had, even though I've had like seemingly won the lottery several times, the bulk of my experience
It's funny.
consistently has not been successful. And
So
so
psychologically, you go in with that mindset, like, well,
I'm not there.
fail or
I'm not there
yeah,
for what comes next. We're here for the thing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like we're going to do our best to make, because I know that sometimes you never know the difference. Like when we were making Italian Job, nobody knew it was going to be a blowout. We thought it was cool, but you see so many things that are cool not work. And we just happened to have like a great combination of a well written plot with a really strong director and then a group that was assembled in a way where we were having fun and you could see it on film.
You had mentioned the things that failed and kind of becoming desensitized to the
Yeah.
expectations. And what's an example of something that you thought the opposite? Oh, this is surely going to be huge.
I thought that Disney movie, Mars Needs Moms, that I did was going to get a better receipt.
Mm,
And it was an excellent education in a lot of things that have nothing to do with the product itself. There was a lot of studio politics. I had not realized there was any kind of dynamic between Robert Zemeckis's company at Disney. I didn't realize there was a competition between Pixar and Illumination. I was unaware that critics across the world decided that Polar Express didn't work and they were going to continue to chastise Zemeckis for what they perceived as some ludicrous flight of fancy. Whereas, Bob was just trying to make movies that he was passionate about. There was just a lot of politics that I was unaware of. And when we went to the press junket, the way the like European press was savaging Zemeckis, who was sitting right there,
wow,
talking about things that weren't true, like accusing Polar Express of being a failure,
wow.
saying that all of the technology in the original movie created these like dead-eyed uncanny valley, and not recognizing that the technology had advanced a thousandfold by the time we were putting this movie out.
Huh.
So I thought that movie would do better because it was so cool and because I loved it and because I had such a great time making it,
Yeah.
and was really not surprised but disappointed that it didn't catch on the way we hoped it would.
Well, and at that point, Seth, like you had enough experiences with failure, as you said, but also with these successes. So, like, you probably had it was, it was probably easier for you to determine whether or not something might hit. Uh,
Well, more than anything, I have less of a emotional position about it.
hmm
You know what I
hmm
mean? I'm not like, oh man, that didn't work. What the fuck? I'm bad at this, or we blew it. It's more like, oh shit, I thought that would work. All right, well let's try it again.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but like the important moments in your career, was it Can't Hardly Wait, Austin Powers? Was that kind of in terms?
Well, that was when everything. I
Yeah.
had this year where several things converged, and all of a sudden everybody knew my name. So
Mm,
even though I'd spent almost 20 years at that point working and being known within the industry, but
yeah.
known the same way that like Richard Jenkins or Stanley Tucci or David Strathairn was. Like I wasn't
Yes.
known, but I was known within the industry and I'd worked with everybody. So by the time Austin Powers came out on DVD and Can't Hardly Wait came out, and I was made a series regular on Buffy, that was all the same year.
Oh,
And
wow.
so in 1 year, everybody knew my name.
Because
Yeah.
you had said Austin Powers, it's funny you said it when it came out on DVD. It wasn't a hit in the theaters, right? That first one.
No, it was actually an incredibly independent movie that
Huh.
no one was willing to finance. And New Line finally got behind it. I swear the budget was less than $15 million. And
Wow.
when it came out, nobody cared about it. And then when it came out on DVD and everybody saw it, it sold millions of copies. We were like, holy shit, people saw that movie. And you're happy because I loved it. I loved the movie. I couldn't believe how well it turned out. I couldn't believe like that we pulled it off. And I felt like I'd won the lottery just to get that part. That it doing well became crazy icing.